All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Spotlight Athlete of the Week. This is another alumni edition. The spring sports might be on hold and not a lot going on the field. We're staying hot in the Spotlight Athlete of the Week category. So we have another great Milford alumni, this time the class of 2018. We have Ashley Costa with us. She's currently playing lacrosse and women's soccer at Mount St. Joseph's. So Ashley, welcome. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
No, we appreciate you spending time here. Obviously, there's a lot going on right now around the country, and things are a little different. So, kind of talk about what you've been doing right now the last couple of weeks. Obviously, college sports aren't going on either. So, what have you been doing the last couple of weeks?
I've been just trying to get my schoolwork done. Like all my classes are online, like everyone else, and so trying to adjust and making sure I get all my assignments in, and just spending time with my family and just living.
That's all I can do. Make the best out of it, right?
Yeah.
So you were a class 2018. I was told you're the only senior in the program for the girls lacrosse program at the time. I know we're talking. We have like 23 freshmen out this year. So talk about that. You know how you started playing lacrosse. You have an interesting story. So you want to share that your experience in our program?
I started lacrosse my junior year of high school because I had a whole bunch of friends in the program and everything, and they told me to come try it. And I tried it and I ended up falling in love with it. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, why haven't I never played that before? And so I was like very appreciative of them for bringing me into that. And then just continuing on to play was like a big deal for me. And I just loved being around everybody and just hanging out and learning more about the sport.
So you're pretty unique. So if I'm right, you have a soccer background?
Yeah, I also played soccer my freshman and sophomore year at the Milford. And so that was really fun too, and hanging out with the girls. And there was always a whole bunch of people trying out. So being able to play those 2 years was a big honor and everything like that.
Yeah, it's pretty unique though that you started your junior year. You're one of our captains and significant contributor to the team. Now playing in college, and you started, when you're 16, 17 years old. So shows that with some determination and a little effort and enthusiasm, you can really you can capture your dreams and get crazy things done like you're doing now. So that's pretty unique. So kudos to you for that. So let's talk about a little bit about the transition from high school to college. Obviously, there's quite a jump there. So transition playing sports at the next level.
One thing is time management. Like you have to learn time management very quickly because when you're playing a sport also like you have to balance practice and your classes, and also you're traveling a lot for your games. So like this past year for soccer, we traveled to Georgia for a weekend. So I had to make sure that I had all my classes. They knew where I was going. I had to have all my work in and everything like that. So a lot of time management and a lot of making sure you're keeping up with like your teachers and everything like that. Because other than that, like if you keep up with them, they're going to help you in the long run rather than not telling them anything. And they're just going to be like, oh, okay. So that was a big thing.
So you started your season, right? How far did you get this season before, and how did you find out when things were shut down? And go through your emotions when that whole process happened?
We played one game, and we were actually traveling for our spring break game. We went up to Michigan to play at Alma College, and so before we actually went, they were having a board meeting for our athletic department of whether we were even going or not. So we didn't end up getting on the road until 2 hours after we were supposed to leave. And so we ended up getting up there. We stayed in a hotel that night. And then the next morning, we all had a team breakfast, and our coach got back on with Alma and the Mounts athletic directors for the conference and everything. And at that point, when we were all waiting in the lobby to go to our game, they canceled the whole season, but still said that we were allowed to play. And then right when she was explaining everything, they called her again, and they decided to cancel the whole game completely. So we traveled all the way up there to travel all the way back. So that was really heartbreaking to know your season was done was really sad.
You have to sit on a bus or whatever on the way back and think about what just went on. So
yeah,
it's a tough way to hear that news. But like I said, at least you got a game out of it, right? You had one game better than zero. So
yeah.
So talk about, obviously we've kind of been shelter in place and spent a lot of time at home. What are you doing to stay active and occupy your mind during these times?
I like my mom goes for walks all the time, so I go with her. Sometimes I'll wake up and go for a run before I like start like my homework and stuff. And so like I just try to like just get outside as much as I can, especially being stuck in the house, kind of go crazy a little bit. So like just getting out and just being able to just walk around and just clear your head of everything, it helps a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot nicer when the weather cooperates too. So
Yeah.
at least it's spring, not winter. So talk about, or I ask you my favorite question is if, a lot of us are kind of stuck in place in quarantine. If you were quarantined with one celebrity, who would that be and why?
Oh gosh, I have no idea. I would probably, I don't know, this is the first person that popped in my head, but probably Kevin Hart because he's really funny. I feel like I would just laugh a lot. So
That's
like
great.
I guess that one.
Yeah, he's quite a movie star too. So maybe you can get, be an extra in one of his movies too. So
Yeah.
get out for him. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. So what I know, like I said, there's a lot of negativity, a lot of things taken away right now. Obviously, I think a lot of students and student athletes are having a hard time. But what positive things have you gotten out of this experience so far?
Um, with this whole experience and everything, it makes you like take a step back and realize like what you actually value in life. Like I love my sports and I love playing and everything, but with this time I'm able to spend more time with like my family and everything. And I like just found out like my brother's going to be moving soon, so I'm not going to be seeing him as often. And so just being able to just spend time with my family and just being able to be appreciative of like my sport and like actually realize like how much it actually means to me is like a big takeaway. And that like even though your season is done, like still appreciate all the good times you had with it and how it's leaded you to the person that you are today.
That's great perspective. Very well said there. Obviously, there's 8 seniors here, the class of 2020. Do you have any advice or encouragement for them? Obviously, a lot of them, they won't get a spring season. This is it until the next step of their life. But any advice or anything you want to say to the class of 2020?
Um, that this sucks and that everyone knows it sucks. Like I'm not a senior and I can't even imagine what you guys are even going through. But just always make sure that you are taking advantage of every single moment that you have, even if it's on the field or off the field, because you never know like what is going to happen. So just make sure you take every advantage and every opportunity that you have.
Thanks for sharing that. We appreciate it. I'm sure the class of 2020 does as well. Well, that's all the questions we have for today. Well, I appreciate you joining us. That was a great interview. We'll be following you, obviously, once you get back in school and start playing again. And then hopefully you come back and join us in time for a game coming up, maybe next spring. So
Oh
thanks
yeah.
for Ashley and your time and awesome interview. We'll stay in touch, okay?
All right. Thank you.